Welcome to the Scrapbooking Inspiration Podcast, episode 37. I'm your host, Melissa Shannon from digitalscrapbookinghq.com, and I'm excited to be joined today by my friend Lisa Harris from My Creative Pursuits. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Hi, it's great to be chatting with you today.
Great to be chatting with you too. I just love your accent.
Well, same here. So, mutual admiration.
Thanks.
Well, in case the listeners haven't met you yet, why don't you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. Okay. Well, besides being a wife and mom to two adult sons and an elementary school teacher, I'm also a scrapbooker or crafter. I've been scrapbooking for about 15 years now, and joined MemoryWorks, which was a direct sales scrapbooking company, which has since gone out of business. But I joined that in about 2008, and at that point I started teaching scrapbooking classes and blogging about scrapbooking, and now I have my own website, which is mycreativepursuits.com, and that's creative spelled with the K.
Cool. Well, that's really cool. So you've been around for a little while now and pretty involved with doing a few creative things. The reason we're here today is to talk about what's coming up for us towards the end of the year, and we're really excited about the Creative Christmas Bundle.
Yes.
And so what inspired you to put together this bundle? I mean, I'm guessing you must love Christmas.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So much. For me, there's a lot to love about December. As an elementary school teacher, I get to enjoy the holidays with my students, all of the classroom activities and holiday parties and field trips and things. And then I get to spend a good break at home and focusing on family and get-togethers and things like that. And that is when I love, love, love to do so much crafting. And I got to thinking about that, and I thought, I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there who enjoy this time of year for creating special crafts for Christmas and the holidays and things. And I just so happen to know a great bunch of scrapbook designers and teachers, and I invited them to come on board and put together a bundle of products to offer for sale.
Yeah, and so it's really been fun for me. Anyone who's been listening to the podcast has heard a few interviews from the very creative ladies who have been putting together our Creative Christmas Bundle.
Yes.
And so what, I guess I'll ask you this now, but what are you contributing to the bundle this year?
Oh, I'm so excited. I am putting together what's called a Santa's Helpers Workshop, and I've taught a similar workshop before in person, and now I am so excited to be converting it almost digitally and being able to bring it online. And what this workshop will teach is 10 simple gift projects, inexpensive little projects that you can create that are great for like your coworkers and your secret sister or secret Santa, your mail carrier, all those people you don't want to forget at Christmas time, but you don't want to break the bank. And most of the projects can be created almost exclusively from scraps and can be done assembly line style.
Oh, okay. So you could put together, like a dozen of these little projects in one sitting. Oh.
Absolutely.
That sounds really creative. Now, you just mentioned a little while ago that you love to do lots of creating around this time of year. So how do you fit it in? I mean, a lot of us are kind of thinking, December's pretty busy.
It is, and it is. A couple of tips come to mind for that. In fact, what I love to do is usually over the Thanksgiving break is when I really start to get in the mind frame and mindset of Christmas crafting. And so I'll go into my stash and pull a kit, all my reds and greens, all my golds and silvers, and kind of just put those out on my work table. If you don't have a work table, it could be something that you could stash in a crate or a basket somewhere. And whenever I get a few minutes and I want to sit down and maybe punch out a few punches that I'm going to stamp on later for Christmas cards or whatever. Then I've got all my supplies already rounded up and ready to go. And the other thing I like to do is make it an assembly line. So on Saturday or Sunday or the weekend, when I have a little bit of extra time, then I can sit down and start to assemble all those pieces that I've been kind of quickly crafting throughout the week.
That's a great idea, and I have to admit, I'm currently sitting in my study here and I'm looking up. I have a Christmas cards box and I have a similar idea. I've got my glitter paper in there, I've got my card bases, and I've got a few Christmas themed punches and that sort of thing, and that works for me too because I just pull it out and stamp a few sentiments and cut a few things up. Because even though people might know I'm a digi-scrapper, I do love to play with paper and make cards, so.
Yay! See, great minds think alike.
Yeah, so I think definitely the listeners should give that a go if they haven't already. So I'm super excited to see this. Our bundle's going on sale for the starting at the 24th of November, so it'll be perfect timing. So if people have got a bit of time over Thanksgiving, they can definitely, all the products will be available for them to use straight away, and we have it on sale until December 1st. So. You can head to scrapbookbundles.com/Christmas to check out all the details and sign up to be notified when it goes on sale.
Yes, email subscribers will be the first to know.
And so altogether there's 15 of us contributing, and there's one very low price, so it's certainly going to be the deal of the century, I think, for the creative people.
It really will be, and once people get their hands on it, I don't think they're going to be able to tear themselves away.
It's super exciting. So before I let you go, I just wanted to chat to you a little bit more about My Creative Pursuits and just let us know what's going over there and what, if they needed some crafty inspiration, they can probably head that your way.
Great. Okay. At My Creative Pursuits, I try to keep the focus on creating simple, meaningful scrapbook pages and using up what you've got, whether it's something that you've had since the dark ages or something that you just bought yesterday. And in fact, I do a weekly video series on YouTube, and it's also on my blog. It's called Scraps and Stash Saturday, where each month I pull a kit from the stash that I have, and then I use it for a month's worth of pages and projects. And so I take you through that weekly, the pages and projects that I've created. I also have some workshops with kits where I teach scrappers how to use up a kit of supplies, usually making 6 to 8 layouts just from a single kit. So that's what's going on over there.
Yeah, well, certainly. And I'll have all the links to Lisa's site and also to the Creative Christmas Bundle in the podcast notes for this episode. So that'll be easy for everyone to click over and check it out and look in more detail.
Awesome.
So thanks so much for joining me today, Lisa. It's fun to get to chat to you in person.
You too.
And I love your enthusiasm for the Christmas crafting, and I'll be getting down my Christmas card box. I think today you've inspired me.
Fantastic.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Scrapbooking Inspiration Podcast today. If you'd like to learn more, head to scrapbookingpodcast.com, where you can find the show notes for this episode and the links to everything we've talked about.